things because you approach them all knowing before you even start that they're a conspiracy.
I'm telling you what I
so
think.
So that's confirmation bias.
I'm telling you, hey, dude, when you lie so much, you got to prove it to me. You lie so goddamn much, I'm never going to be saying the things that a defense attorney would say. I'm saying the thing that the prosecuting attorney would say.
You say that all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not a good analogy because it's court.
That's exactly how I look at it.
Court's filled with lies.
Yeah.
You're allowed to manipulate the words.
The government's being accused of lying, and they've been caught lying. So they're in court.
But here,
so
Eddie,
are you
it's
saying
not the government? It's not the government.
Oh, whoever, just in general.
It's scientists.
It's all government scientists. You think scientists? You think there's these independent scientists come? It's all government scientists. They're all trying to get their grants. They're all.
Why would you think?
They control. You don't think the globalists haven't controlled science and information since day one?
You
think this is like a new thing?
Their name, the globalists.
Dude,
if
I'll
they
tell
were
you
the
right
flattest, they would be like, yeah, it's flat.
It's flat.
But they're like, no, fuck these guys. We're globalists.
No, the globalists is what Alex
I feel
calls
like Eddie could
people
flip me if we just spent a day together.
I think you're just trying to make fun.
Hey, I'm just having fun, man. I like finding.
I don't think Eddie's crazy, though.
I don't trust shit coming from the government. Well, does that make me crazy?
But
yes.
The problem
he's got a little too deep, but he's
the
not
problem
crazy.
is this idea of the government. The government consists of a bunch of
They
individuals
control science. They
with
control
100
history.
different agencies. Eddie, do you know they have infighting? Do you know like the CIA and the FBI go after each other?
Of course they do.
There's no one government.
There's a lot of personal shit going on in between. Of course
but
they
it's
do.
not just personal shit. There's a bunch of different factions that you call the government.
I agree.
And the idea that it's all like the government can't be trusted.
I just say that because I'm not going to. I mean, you want me to pick out some agencies? Yeah, NASA. I could pick out some NIST. But just in general, it's history, science, education, energy. Everything has always been controlled by the government since day one. Radio has been used as propaganda since the day it was invented. You think some independent dude just invented radio and then he started broadcasting like his favorite music and shit and his thoughts? No, it was the government from day one in radio. It was the government in all countries from day one in TV. In the movies, it was all radio, TV, and the movies have always been about propaganda. Always in every country. It's nothing new. It's old school gangsters. Our country is the most
what does this have
gangster.
To do with what does this have to do with the world being
No,
flat?
this is how gangster our government is. There was a war on drugs. We started a war on drugs. Turns out we're bringing it in. Then there's a war on terrorism. Turns out we created Al Qaeda. You understand why I'm crazy? I'm crazy because of that shit. I'm like, you could believe that shit. You want to believe that shit?
But the
Good luck,
problem
but
is
I ain't.
that you just apply this to everything.
Basically, anything coming from the government. Anything coming from the government.
The dinosaurs don't come from the government.
Just there's so much fraud when you look into
Astronomy
it. Astronomy
doesn't come from the government. It comes from scientists.
Look into it, man.
But Eddie, I have looked into it. Look,
dinosaurs are for kids.
Look, this is you could go over these different
that
sections
so
of the Earth.
You
can look at the next one that comes 10 minutes later, and maybe you won't think that one's fake. Like, oh wow, that one's kind of real.
It looks all fake.
It doesn't look fake. To me, it looks like what the fucking Earth probably looks like when you're 22,000 miles away.
To you, it does, not to me.
But what? NASA's.
It's no big deal.
NASA
can we
one
agree
too.
to disagree?
Yeah, but why think that it does?
Because I don't trust shit.
Why think that
I don't trust
the government does make these fake pictures of the Earth? Don't you think that would be like a risky
could speculate.
thing?
You want to speculate? I mean, I could speculate.
I want to hear you speculate.
It's easier to control people when they're on a ball.
I've been trying to tell people that forever.
I don't know.
But like, we got to live on a ball. I told it to my wife. I said, it'd be easy to get the kids to listen if we just lived on a ball. Fuck this house bullshit.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe.
That doesn't even make any sense. Why would it be easier to get people to listen if they're on a ball rather than they're on a plate?
Because if there's more land, people are going to want to work. There's actually more land. Shit.
What do you mean? There's more land.
Who knows? If you
like the world,
exactly.
Like
that's
what are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about. Like more land.
You're saying if the world is flat and the flat Earth model is true, what's the point of it? What's the point of?
So all the math is fake. Like
point?
that the Earth is going 24 hours in a circle. Is that all fake? That it spins, it's going 1,000 miles an hour.
I don't. When you look into it, we're stationary. They haven't proved. If you look into the experiments. If you look into the experiments to prove that the Earth is spinning, all of them failed. Look into it.
What are you
you could just think that. We've been indoctrinated into thinking
that's not true. That's not true.
Okay, I'm crazy. I get it.
Eddie, Jamie, what you going to say?
I don't have the science in my head to back it up either, but that's not true. You can't say things like that. That's what Eric Dubé says, and he's not backing it up.
Where's the evidence that? Find the evidence.
There are 13-year-old kids in
moving.
high school right now that can show you the evidence with
Well, where's it?
scientific.
How come you can't show it to me?
Because I'm not in class right now,
Well,
and I'm not up to date. I'm doing JRE work right now.
Okay, you're talking about some shit you don't know about.
Camera.
You're
No,
talking about some
but
shit
so
you don't know
are you.
about.
But you're saying
I'm just saying I don't
something-
trust it.
You're saying something that people have been proving for hundreds and hundreds
Look
of years.
into the Michelson-Morley experiments. That was Einstein said it himself. Einstein said to this day, Einstein said it.
Don't
There is
bring
no
him into
proof
this.
that we're moving. Dude, you guys just haven't looked into it. That's all it is.
You're
You
watching
guys haven't
YouTube
looked into
videos,
it.
Eddie. There's a difference between looking into it and watching YouTube videos.
So let's say
can-
this. Okay, so
do you
what if?
watch
What
them
if it's
all from
true?
the same
okay,
channel?
Okay, what if it's true that Albert Einstein said there is no evidence that the Earth is spinning? What if he says
was high.
he said a quote? You say that's not true. I saw it on YouTube. But what if we find out that it is true? Then what?
What if they find out leprechauns are really butt fucking
Exactly.
genies
That's
on
what
the moon?
I thought. That's what I thought.
What does that mean?
That's what I said. So you're saying, oh,
Do you really
it's
think
on
that
YouTube? You
Einstein
really
said that?
look at what?
Maybe
I
in
don't know.
1947 there wasn't much evidence that the Earth was spinning because they didn't understand it yet.
Okay.
When we're talking about something that happened more than a half a century ago, Einstein is, look, you compare all the people that are alive today, whether it's Lawrence Krauss or Stephen Hawking's most famous failed experiment.
That's the
What is this?
Michelson-Morley experiment. It was on. They couldn't recreate it. It was in the 1880s. I looked this up when I was watching
Science,
a podcast.
true
with Eric
science.
Dubé.
is
so listen
supposed-
to what he just
supposed
said.
To recreate
1880.
it.
No,
Right.
Eddie,
That's-
exactly.
You keep using that. Look at the Michelson-Morley experiments. I did. I
What
read up
happened?
information on it. It's an experiment that was supposed to be able to be recreated. It was not able to be recreated. So that evidence is used by flat Earth supporting people. Like you just said, like go look it up. Go look it up.
Yeah,
so I
true
did
science
look it
is
up.
repeatable. You can't repeat
Eddie,
it. It's
you're
not
not
real science.
you don't understand
That's
what
you're
saying.
saying. I'm
Okay.
trying to tell you that. That's the
This
evidence you were trying to
experiment-
say. It
Okay.
failed.
They say the experiment showed the Earth is not spinning. No one can reproduce that experiment. That's why it's not real. So this thing that you keep repeating is bullshit.
Okay.
And this thing that you keep, but don't, no.
Hey,
'cause
where
you're-
did you get this information?
Jamie?
Where'd you get it?
Where'd I get what?
This information. Where is this coming from?
This is coming off the internet.
Exactly.
The American-
So
the
you're
American
reading
Journal-
some information. I'm reading some information
Slow
off
down,
the
slow down,
internet.
slow
You
down.
didn't go to the
Slow
library.
down, slow
Oh, it's
down.
on Wikipedia.
Eddie,
Just slow down.
Eddie, stop
There's
doing that.
sources here. There's a book called the American Journal of Science. I'm sure that a lot
Which
of people
is
respect
which is
that.
bought and paid for.
Well, maybe.
It is. It's
But
bought and paid
why-
for it. It's
but
part of that.
Here's the thing, Eddie.
It's like the
why?
Washington Post.
Eddie, why would anybody be paying money for people to lie about the world spinning?
That's
is so
a
ridiculous.
very good question that everybody asks coming in. Everybody asks
Coming
that
into the
question.
group,
Yeah,
have a
people
seat,
get-
have
people
some
get
coffee.
knocked down
My name's Eddie, and I
one
believe
by
the Earth's
one, they're
flat.
getting knocked
Hi,
down.
Eddie.
All you
no,
gotta do
no,
is look
Eddie,
into
they're
it.
not. They're
Yeah.
not. They're
It's
not.
huge.
They're
Flat
not
Earth
getting
is
knocked
huge.
down. That's why we just read this thing that you've been citing, and you didn't even understand it when we were reading it.
You read
That's
off
how-
the internet.
But that's
you
how
read off the
complicated.
internet.
Where the
I
fuck
read
am
it
I
off the
supposed to
internet
read it?
too. I read it off
I
the
don't have
internet
any
too.
books here. I'll
no,
go
no,
find the
exactly.
encyclopedia if
no,
you
we're
want
both reading
and
off the
print off-
internet. We're both getting our information off the internet.
So you're
Eddie,
saying
one
who's
of
right?
them is peer-reviewed journals from
From
scientists.
American Journal of Science. Come
The
on,
internet
that's
is
like
also
NIST.
data
That's NIST.
and-
That's like
Eddie, stop.
that's like the
Articles.
Economist.
So you think it's more likely that everyone is in on it and lying than it is one guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about and he makes a YouTube video and you get convinced. And it's attractive to you because it seems like
No.
it would be an amazing conspiracy to be ahead of. And you get trapped in the fucking rabbit hole and you go down the flat earth rabbit hole and you find yourself defending things with experiments that you don't even understand, which means you haven't
just
really
read
looked
some
into
shit
it.
that he pulled up off the internet,
But
and
I know that you don't
and
understand
you're like
it.
all over it.
I know you didn't understand
No,
it.
I
'cause
understand
he
it
had
now. It
explained
doesn't
to you
matter.
twice.
It doesn't matter.
But I understood it, and he had explained it to you twice. You didn't understand it. You were arguing
No,
for it.
no. This is the proof. Now I understand it. There was an experiment to prove that the Earth wasn't moving,
And it was not
then
repeatable.
And then they proved it, but it
No.
But
No, they
but
didn't
what I'm-
prove it.
No.
They didn't.
Again, no. I get they didn't prove it, but
Right.
that doesn't mean that it's spinning.
Oh, Jamie, I'm sure you can find some evidence that the Earth is spinning. Eddie, people have known it's spinning forever. That's how you. That's how the seasons
Gravity,
work.
baby.
That's how you see the sun. We spin around. That's why it
Okay,
makes
explain this
eclipses.
to me.
That's why we
That's why you
age,
can
true.
track time zones. That's why you can put a piece of stick in the ground. and
You're saying all the
it
correct
acts
shit.
as it acts as a sundial.
You're saying all the shit
Eddie, there's
you would say.
there's a fundamental problem with the way you approach these things.
No, there's not a problem.
The problem is you
I don't
go
trust
into
shit.
them.
You do.
But it's not that I,
I don't have a
trust shit.
problem.
No, but Eddie, you know I don't trust shit.
I'm having fun
you
with it.
know I don't.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if
That's
it's
a
flat
bad-
or round. It
that
doesn't
is a-
matter.
that's
I'm
a
having
bad
fun with it.
fallback. You keep saying that. It's a bad fallback because what we're saying is there are conspiracies. The problem is when you think everything is a conspiracy, you act as a psyop guy and you fuck people over that want to look at real conspiracies. Because the real
That's
conspiracies
what I
like
thought too.
the Gulf
That's what
of
I thought too.
Tonkin. Oh,
That's what I thought too.
okay. Like the Gulf of Tonkin, real, like Operation Northwoods, real things that really happened. When you look at those things and people explore them, they go, "Oh, I don't think they really killed Kennedy." Are you sure? Why don't you look at this? Look at this stuff. There's a lot of really crazy evidence. When you start thinking that the world is flat, the dinosaurs aren't real, all this nutty shit that you believe, and you just jump into it with, the problem is it discredits all these other things that you believe that might be real. Because the other things have some validity to them.
You just haven't looked into it. That's all.
Eddie.
I used to say the same
Eddie,
stuff.
you're talking about the
I
Earth being
said this-
flat.
I'm
Thousands of
saying the
scientists
same
have
thing.
looked into it. You think they're all wrong? That's so insane.
You haven't looked into it.
I have.
No, you have.
Oh my God.